Don't be boo. For more videos like this one, please subscribe to this channel.
A little early.
It's a little early.
A little early, but it's not far away.
But it's a little early for snow.
It is a little,
in
especially
some of these areas
yeah.
too. Good Saturday morning, everybody. Welcome to Weekend Recharge. I'm meteorologist Jacqui Jeras.
And I'm meteorologist Chris Bruin. It certainly is a chilly start, not just for those seeing snow, but we're talking the whole eastern seaboard for the most part. It is cold out there. We even got 30s in Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, and the Carolinas. The heat, though, holding strong out across the west, unfortunately, for all the wildfires.
Yeah, we do have some rain in the forecast, but most of that has happened across the northeastern tier of the country. As we take a look at the big map today across New England, that rain is going to continue at least through the first half of the day, but improvements in some of those bigger cities as we head into the afternoon. Hang in there, Boston. Sunshine's on the way for the afternoon.
And we've got another front. You can see that there in the northern part of the country. This is what's bringing in that snowmaker that we're seeing across Montana. Big storm for you, but also North Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa may see a wintry mix in Minnesota as well as the UP.
Yeah, and it's not even just one shot at it. We could have a couple of shots at that throughout the week. I think it's fair enough to say, Chris, bundle up, Buttercup.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Parts of the
I love that
Midwest.
song, too.
That's a good one. Yes, definitely. I think, Boston's going to get a little bit of that into the afternoon hours. But, boy, it's been so wet already, Boston. I know you picked up about 3/4 of an inch of rainfall yesterday. You've had about 1/2 of an inch just in the last 6 hours. And I know the rain's still coming down in some spots of the Boston metro. But look at the radar trends here. You can see that beginning to sweep off towards your east. Expect improving conditions. The skies will gradually clear. And it's going to shape up to be a pretty decent afternoon. So just sleep in this morning. Hang out in bed. Keep the Weather Channel on. Drink your coffee. It's going to be that kind of a day. But take a look at what's happening a little farther up to the north up I-95. Boston stretching on up towards Bangor. Yes, it's going to be wet over the next several of hours. And look at that orange or that bright red that you see there on the map. That's what we call bright banding. So that's some snowflakes that's likely melting and turning into rain as it hits the ground. But the blue stuff, that's the real deal. We definitely have some snow coming down across the green and the white mountains and into far western parts of Maine where those temperatures are a little bit chillier. So let's time this out for you hour by hour. And there you can see, here it is, things clearing out into the Boston area. Portland, once we get towards the lunch hour, I think we'll see more showery activity as opposed to the steadier rain that you're seeing here right now. We'll continue through the afternoon as this low pressure system kind of winds up and works its way up towards the Canadian Maritimes. And once we head towards, say, 5, 6, 7 o'clock for tonight, most of us should be done with this and we'll look for some drier conditions. We've had a lot of rain, though, in the last week as we take a look at what we've had the last 7 days here. Anywhere that you see this gold on the map across parts of Maine, but also into parts of Massachusetts as well as into Connecticut, that gold is 3+ inches of rainfall, and it's been adding up. And that's good news because it's putting a bit of a dent in the drought conditions that we've had here across parts of the Northeast. Everywhere that you see this red here, that red indicating extreme drought. So that's not good to see such dry conditions here. The rain, I know it's not fun to kick off the weekend, especially if we want to do a little bit of leaf peeping because it's peaking in some parts of the Northeast right now. But we need the rain, and that's what we're getting at this time. Let's talk a little bit more about the cool temperatures on the backside of all. Temperatures not going to get above the upper 40s as we head into tomorrow. So it's that cold air that's filling in on the backside of this cold front. That's going to be sliding off towards the east, but it's also going to be stalling out a little bit here as well. So some of you getting in on the drier conditions and cooler conditions, and other of you, it's going to just stop short for you. So south of that boundary, we will see some active conditions. We'll see some wet weather and some moisture, some showers, and even some embedded thunderstorms. High pressure across the east is also going to kind of help to pump in some of that moisture from the Atlantic, but also coming in northward from the Gulf and going up and around that area of high pressure. So areas that are going to be getting some rainfall, we think, over the next day or so will include you across parts of the Midwest, stretching down into the middle Mississippi River Valley. Here right along the Ohio River, too, that could be a spot where some of the rainfall will likely be a little bit heavier. We are watching the risk that a few of the thunderstorms could produce some hail tomorrow. We've got some really cold air aloft with this, and so as the thunderstorms build and tap into that, we could get some hailstones beginning to develop, and that's why we've got a risk of some severe thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon and night across eastern parts of Oklahoma into western parts of Arkansas. So Little Rock, you're kind of on the cusp of all of this. Just be aware of that. Could be worse, though, I guess, right? You could be dealing with some of that snowfall. So that another round is going to be coming through Monday into Tuesday, and I think you've got a better shot of getting some accumulating fall snow in a place like the Twin Cities and across northern parts of Wisconsin. So this is not just one quick hit of snow in the Midwest. We've got several opportunities we expect through the week ahead, believe it or not. St. Louis, it's going to be rain for you. Some showers expected to kick off the work week. A nice day for you, though, on Tuesday with temperatures back into the 60s here. A few showers in the morning come Wednesday, and then we'll see some thunderstorms arriving as we head into the afternoon on Thursday. Flooding is something that we watch out for whenever we get heavy rainfall, but sometimes there's other types of 5 inches of snow on the ground in Cedar Rapids, and now we're talking about severe weather. Well, a good portion of the upper Midwest has seen accumulating snow. At one point, I had a lot of reports of sleet. We've even had thunder sleet reported in Minnesota as well as into parts of Wisconsin. So dynamics of this system and how diverse it is as well. Few of those storms could be severe today, producing some damaging winds or some hail. A small tornado risk is there, but it is quite low. Now, as we take a look at some more of that snow farther off towards the west, this is also coinciding where we have some of the coldest temperatures as well. Additional snowfall on top of what you already have, likely be able to count the number of inches on one hand. So think between 1 and 5 inches overall in addition to what you already got. But another winter storm begins pushing through the Intermountain West by tomorrow, and this is going to lead through your weekend. And this one packs a little bit more of a punch in terms of cold on the backside of it, but also for the snowy conditions.
A great mixture of deep red, orange, yellow in among the evergreens. This video shot Wednesday in Fayetteville. Now the season's peak isn't until the 1st of November. So you're already getting a treat there because it looks pretty great. Well, time to ring that bell. It's time for Saturday School, Weather Channel style. This morning, meteorologist Jacqui Jeras has a lesson you can learn in your own backyard.
If you like the outdoors just as much as I do, how about taking the classroom outside? Of course, trees you can find in your own backyard, and if you don't have trees in your backyard, you probably don't have to walk very far in your neighborhood to find quite a few of them. Trees can be tens of feet tall, they can be very small, but all trees have 3 things in common. They have roots, they have a stem or a trunk, and they have branches with leaves. There are 2 main types of tree classifications, deciduous trees and coniferous trees. Really, the differences between the two are pretty simple and easy for small kids and big kids to be able to figure out. So this tree I have right here is a dogwood tree, and you'll know it's a deciduous tree based on a couple of different things. They generally have leaves that are broad. In the fall time, those leaves will turn color and they'll fall down to the ground. In the winter, they'll be bare and dormant, and in the spring months, they turn like this again. Some will show big blooms, others you'll just see the little buds, but the whole process will then repeat itself. The other main type of tree is a coniferous tree. Coniferous basically means cone. So these types of trees will produce cones that release their seeds as opposed to a flower like the deciduous trees. Another key thing that's a good tip for you sleuthing out there, trying to figure out what type of a tree it is that coniferous trees have more needles on them. The leaves, as we call them, are pointier. Sometimes they can even be sharp. And a lot of coniferous trees are evergreen, meaning that they stay green all year round. So next time you go for a stroll in your backyard or in your neighborhood, have a contest. See who can figure out which trees are deciduous and which are coniferous. And perhaps take it to the next level for the older kids and see if you can identify what species the leaf is based on its size and its shape. If the leaves aren't out where you live just yet, are there any buds? You can make a chart with the kids and measure the buds every single week and watch them grow and chart that growth. And then you could have a contest to see who picks the date where they're fully leafed out. Of course, there are a ton of resources online. The Arbor Day Foundation is a great tool to identify trees, and there are a lot of good apps too. In fact, I tend to like one that's called Leaf Snap. So get outside, smell the fresh air, enjoy the outdoors, and check out those trees.